Dire team pick.
All of NP's heroes are very, very mean towards poor old Ember. He might deserve it, but still
10
mean.
seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Reserve time.
Yeah, I think this Doom is going to be more farm-centric, I would assume, because I think keeping him as just like the anti-Ember hero isn't really going to work too well. I think you need to stick a little. Lane goes bad, and then the enemy team pushes before you can really recover and then get to a point where you can fight. So, if NP managed to give him a bad lane and then run at the buildings, then I assume he's going to have a pretty hard time, because Dazzle, Sada, these heroes are not very good at dealing with push for the most part. They all need a certain amount of farm, except for Dazzle, who kind of is a Dazzle no matter what you do. But, yeah.
Keeper of the Light.
Dire team pick.
Yeah, he just annoyed a lot of people. He's just sitting in trees and illuminating carries.
5 seconds remaining. Reserve time.
Yeah, there's nothing like being level 1 or 2 on the safe lane and then just seeing a big red 150 pop up. And then it happens again, and then you look for him and then he's disappeared off into the woods somewhere. And then you think you're safe and it happens again.
Ten seconds remaining.
Weaver.
Radiant team banned. Ten seconds remaining.
Yeah.
5 seconds remaining. Reserve time.
I think Core Weaver for the most part. I think Cole just need to win lanes really, really hard. Because, well, Invoker, he's gonna fall off pretty hard after like the first 10 minutes or so, because like he's good in very early laning stage and then he kind of has a little bit of a dip in effectiveness. And that's the point. Like, Cole just kind of want to get to like this fighting squad, you know, Slardar gets a blink dagger at some point, Weaver can just constantly chase, Ember can go in as well, and they kind of sustain and they're able to fight from there. But Team NP, they really just want to... Oh, it's really hard to know what they want to do with Invoker, because whenever NP plays Invoker versus Ember, he always just wants to play to annoy the Ember. I played against it, and he will sit there, and I remember like he was sitting there with like 14 CS at 5 minutes on Invoker, and his justification was, well, I denied 4 range creep, so he had more XP. And then he went off and just didn't team, like he just fought for the rest of the time, and then bought Midas after playing like 14 fights without showing in a lane for a while. So, yeah, because he basically got focused really, really hard, and then he was an Invoker with like Yule's drum at 25 minutes. But, oh, Alchemist. Alright, so...
10 seconds remaining.
Yeah, I like this. They have no real good single target damage on MP.
5 seconds remaining.
They'll feel the need to kind of end the game before it gets online. I think you can just do
Reserve
Ember
time.
on the Ember safe lane, Alchemist middle, because he does absolutely fine versus Invoker for the most part. Like, you can go Alacrity and deny lots of creeps, but you're probably going to lose a lot of HP to Acid Spray. You'd be liable to get ran at by the Sardar and Dazzle, assuming. I think it's Slardar Roam with Dazzle playing hard support, and I assume Weaver's going to be in some farming/fighting capacity on the offlane. That seems the most reasonable thing to do.
Ten seconds remaining.
I think Terrorblade would be okay, but I don't think... But Troll, okay. Yeah, he's been popping up in pubs more and more often.
Especially if MP want to make it to this land, they need not 1 but 2 wins. They're going to go with Troll in game number 1. Okay. I mean, that's a man fighter. That's like one of the few people who are happy to go toe-to-toe with most, maybe not Medusa, but with most, you know, he's able to slug it out. And here looking to take on the Alk, it would appear. Lots of armor, though, he's going to have to deal with in minus armor game. Going to be very interesting.
I like Cole's draft, I think, quite a bit more than I like NP's, but I haven't really seen, like, a similar combination of heroes that we have on MP right now, so I'm not really sure what they're going to do with the Troll having a good laning phase, really. But I'm pretty sure it's Abaddon offlane Doom Cuddle supports, but if it was anything else I'd be surprised. I'm just going to be looking at if he has a good laning phase or not.
Entity and the game complexity. Even if they manage to get 2 wins here in this best of 2, they are not going to be able to qualify. They're already mathematically out. But for MP, it does matter a lot. If they do not get a win here, they will not qualify. If they get 1 win, they tie with DC. If they get 2 wins, they will qualify over DC and secure the trip to Shanghai to compete at LAN. StarSeries, $300,000 prize pool. Pretty big deal. Chance to kind of, you know, flex your team's muscle in hopes of the eyes of Valve will look at you in a different way and maybe, you know, be the invite to Kiev Major. You never know. The magical time.
I like it. Like, MP are going for the chance to pursue the dream of playing in this big tournament in China, and then you've got Complexity who are playing for the sheer joy of Schadenfreude.
Just the gatekeepers, you know. Actually have that kind of history, though. They have been on the other end. You know, this is a team who, for what, like 4 or 5 summits, have made it to the finals of the American qualifier just to barely get etched out. I mean, like, at least the last 2 summits, they lost 2 to 3 in the best of 5. And here they are. You know, it doesn't matter for them, but they could, you know, shut down MP, their dreams of flying high with their FYM hot sauce into the skies of anime above. I don't know where they go, but they want to fly.
I wonder on average how many times members of the Radiant team have tweeted about FYM hot sauce. Because it's extremely sporadic. Like,
I mean, they're out, it's fine.
Tweeting
you know?
about Dota 2 or like tweeting about their stream, and then they'll say, I really like having it on this food order, you know, it's like...
Yeah, they're like, I had to go to
bit...
jury duty today, thank God I had my FYM hot sauce with me there. We're like, okay, we get it, you know?
Yeah,
better than other
I don't
sponsors,
think Moo's
at least.
happy with the situation, actually. Yeah,
Okay,
he doesn't really like this bit.
Okay, well, yeah, I mean, you know, again, it was the first question I asked you, you know, it's an interesting position to be in today. You know?
Shout out to BOTs.
I mean, they're shouting out to TOs that are probably not even really watching at this moment. I'm not too sure, but MP obviously are like their eyes straight forward. They care about this match. Cole, the only team they're like, listen, we could be heartbreakers or not. Why are we paused? Aren't they all here? I see chat.
Yeah,
I see chatting.
Because Aoi wasn't here, and now Aoi is back, and now he's posting about how Trump should have banned anime, which I am Wow.
Okay.
I like Cole's draft here. I really do. I think if the Alchemist has a good start, I think he's kind of okay. I don't think like NP really have the heroes to pursue him around the map, really.
All right. Well, you know, Cole has something that we've seen before though. So let's take it back to this troll. You said it was something you'd been seeing in pubs. Can you enlighten us a bit more on like what the troll needs to do? I mean, if he fills a similar profile to another said core hero already out there, why the troll here and now? You know,
he's like, well, you know, the old troll of 6.83. God bless his soul.
Yeah,
he was the
sniper jug era.
Yeah, everyone on that, like, you know, everyone will go safe lane, and then they'll go, I'm going to buy a Mask of Madness, and then a Sanjin Yasha, and then a Skadi, and I'm going to have 200 CS at 18 minutes, and I'm going to kill Roche, and then we're going to push it in the game. Now it seems more like, I'm a troll, I'm going to go lane, I'm going to get 60 to 70, I'm going to maybe get Shadow Blade or something like that, and I'm going to run around, try to kill the enemy carry, maybe get Roche, and then just go and fight. A lot of, pretty much every single carry here now boils down to, I'm going to hit creeps for a bit, I'm going to see if I can fight, and if I can fight I will, and if I won't fight I'm just going to go and hit some creeps. There's not really any like differential between him and lots of other heroes, apart from he just hits buildings and Roche very, very quickly. But yeah, other than that, I just think he's quite good in lane, he's got the axes, obviously, he's a nightmare for most offlaners to survive against. And he's pretty good at fighting in try-v-try situations, but I don't think there's going to be one of those. It's going to be like a dual lane versus a dual lane with Stardar roaming and Doom roaming, for the most part.
So it should be a pretty good time for the troll, then, if that's the case. If he's already taken on tri-lanes pretty well, I'd imagine a dual lane setup might not be too shabby for him right here. And, oh goodness, it looks like we may get underway here. Cole still, you know, sharing a bit of their anxiety for being able to play in qualifiers that they can actually qualify for. But they don't have to wait too long, because Rhyme actually just tomorrow, EAC American qualifiers will begin. So there is a qualifier that matters for Cole. But it's a great opportunity. You know, I don't know who their typical scrim or practice partners are, but here's your chance to be able to give it what you got against Team NP. Maybe break some hearts along the way. So we'll see.
Well, it's going to be Weaver being the support / roaming capacity that you suggested instead of the Slardar. The Slardar is going to be, he bought boots first and then went, actually I'm going to sell those, and then he's gone for the Stout Shield Mango, so he's going to be the laning presence that he always wished to be.
Okay.
And now they're going to smoke and probably get a ward up for the Radiant lane, yeah, so ZP goes and places that. Rose will scout it out.
Yeah, just on top of the hill there, was able to get the quick spot onto Cole. Cole are considering walking forward even further here. NP, back off a bit. Say, hey, we get it. You got numbers on us. We don't want to be a part of this. They roll through. They drop a ward, which may be a bit obvious to MP. We'll see if MP are quick to kind of get a sentry down and kind of, you know, deal with it. I don't see any sentries on anyone nearby.
Is MP going to EMP this? Yeah.
Oh, he is going to try to do his best to zone it back, but it will get snagged up there. Owie will grab one bounty, so will SVG, Moo, and cancel. Down the middle still at the end of the day. Take their business and walk it on back. We'll see how refreshed of a matchup it's going to be here for Envy, taking on Cancel's Alchemist. Intriguing matchup. But first, he's got his hands full. It looks like Rose is going to do his best on the Doom to, you know, be annoying. It's his job, after all.
Yep, so Rose will march off to the woods to go and eat a big creep, and then he's probably going to jungle till he hits 3, and then he's going to look for kills with the Invoker. He can go when he's 2, but I think 3 is the safer bet. For when Invoker gets... Invoker will have like Tornado Colts now at that point, and then you can kind of run the Alp down with Scorched Earth and the Fire Slap Sword.
What about for the top lane matchup here? MSS, he's repping the... what we've been seeing more and more through especially the American qualifiers, the off-lane Abaddon. And he's taking on tri-lane setup, so I don't know how much they're going to be able to do to him. This is seeming okay for MSS.
Yeah, he's going to get a lot of XP up there. Ember, like, as long as he saves the Aquatic Shield, like, he can never really get killed. Because, yeah, basically the only way Cole can really kill him is if they chase him down to the point where he's very low HP, and he has to Aquatic Shield, and he can just kind of wait 2 chains afterwards, but if they start the fight off with chains, they're never going to kill him. I just think that they kind of have to leave this as a 1v1 to leave Moo to get the most he can out of it.
Yeah, it was just getting a bit awkward there for Z-Freak on what his role was going to be in that laning setup. They've already taken the liberty of, or he's taken the liberty on himself to shift it towards the bottom lane. There's going to be a crush coming out. Z-Freak sweeps all the way through and finds some help. Tomahawks are flying. And he's going to get hit with blast, tries to dodge it, but it's not going to be happening here. First blood goes to SVG. Again, on that wonderful, sweet, sexy looking hero he's sporting. Good for him. 1-0 start for MP.
Yep, this lane, if this lane goes badly, then that's the starting point for MP to take over all the other lanes as well. Because the heroes that get farmed from fighting around this, you see Doom's already at level 3, he's got a smoke, so he is very, very... Oh, he's also got the wolf, so he's very, very soon going to look towards walking at the Alchemist. Doom picks up a gym room, which is good for him. The only problem I see for MP is that the Evoker's got absolutely no mana, and that means it's very, very hard for the team to try and do anything here.
Not much Envy is going to be able to change about that for now, so it looks like Rose just have to wait his time out and go in the jungle for now. But they're not going to be losing much in the laning as it is right here. He's still going to get bullied back from Alchemist, but you know that's what you typically expect in your Alchemist game.
What they're going to do now is he's going to kill this wave, and then they're going to go Shrine together, and then that's something where Alchemist will see Evoker running towards Shrine, and then he's going to go, okay,
let's
Evoker's got mana now, I need to play safe.
Right from the water.
You know?
Yummy. Alright. Maybe we can make a gank happen now.
He's going to see the smoke they smoke now.
They did ping there, like, okay, they just went there, they got some mana, they got some health, it might be something of concern. Top lane, FS continues to get quite a bit, even as they stack up decent chains and some respectable damage, it's not going to be enough to take him down. He's holding for now, getting close to that level 4, but once he breaks all the way to that level 6 point, you know, opportunities to take down become few and fewer. Bottom lane, Infernal Blade, Rose shows himself at the bottom and forces out Crush for Monkeys. And MP just continuing to establish their dominance here in the bottom.
Yeah, I like this decision to go for bot because the much less high risk play, because no matter what happens, if he runs down here, then it guarantees fault.
Uh-oh, what's happening mid lane? Cancel, going way deep for this one. Envy right under his sec tower, the cold snap. Oh, I don't like this anymore. He's going to be forced to eat the fairy fire, but it doesn't matter. Attack comes through from the tower, and it's going to be calculated accordingly. At that same moment, bottom lane, mana leak onto Monkeys. Nothing going to come of it, but man, Cancel just eyes on the prize there, but Envy was able to kind of just walk him back and take him down.
Of all the ways I expected Cancel to die in this lane, that was not one of them. Like, Doom rotations maybe getting run down by Abaddon with Cold Snap, or just a Coddle Blast from a Tornado, but yeah, running under the titty trying to go for the kill, not exactly how I was anticipating it, but it doesn't really affect him too much. Like, and yes, like they're still even on XP, because up until that point Cancel was doing very well for
yeah.
CS, so
It's just one of those, like, high risk kind of a play. Had he gotten that kill and been able to make it out a lot safe, then it really would have bounced him ahead of the matchup to the point when Envy would have either needed assistance or have taken his business straight up elsewhere. But for now, Cancel gets back to the grind. Looks like they'll share the lane a bit. Z-Freak, who has been kind of a bit all over the place, but not really anywhere to call home. He now has a lane to kind of work with for now, just still at that level early state. But, you know, I'm not forecasting at the moment this Weaver be too much of a threat for anyone on MP. There's just not anyone on MP that's really easy to take down. Maybe the exception of the Coddle in the bottom lane, but outside of that, it just ain't going to be easy.
yeah, not really going to be. They're all pretty tanky. Doom's going to straight away go mana boots, but he's going to become the tanky man that runs into the fight, and the ball's going to run fairly quickly after him. Invoke is going to pretty much be safe after initiating.
Movement here on for Moo into top lane. SVG is going to be rotating over, hits up with the mana leak. Moo's going to be forced to stop, hold on to his mana while he can. The shield is reflect a lot of damage off, get some decent work on the MSS, but he's going to be able to shield himself up. Help is coming in now from Z-Freak and Melon, the brothers. Be there by the side. MP is not going to be able to get anyone down for this gank. The rotations from Cole fend off trouble, but he would take a couple of shots.
Yeah, the Doom couldn't get in range to purge him very quickly, so he spent a lot of time with that flame. Well, yeah, flame guard up. But not exactly perfect execution that MP wanted, so can't really do much about there being a large mass of trees, so just generally I always could be the free farm here while they're just trying to contest the Ember, who is actually on par or slightly ahead of the Troll. So
yeah, that's why MP are here.
They want
trying to change that.
Yeah, they just want to be able to farm consistently. The Alchemist and the M. And then in about 5 minutes, and there'll probably be more thing to fight. Although Alchemist is just heat up here. He wants to battle, and he wants to take the stack, alright.
Money. It's all about the money, it looks like here. Between him and Mood, both the cores are going to burn it down. They're going to try to separate a bit, but then they commit to the low ground. They found an old man, a little at home, and they're going to go ahead and bring him on down. MP on the other side are going to get the takedown of Monkeys here, and with considering getting involved, things came big, but runs under the sentry here. Cole not looking to jump on him just yet. He is under their watchful eye. Envy may think he's good here, but he's got to be careful. A blast to snipe the creep. Oh, didn't quite get it. That may be the end of this one. MP just, unfortunately, will take the loss. Cole will be happy to get themselves on the board.
That was rather ambitious, standing right under there. I don't know if Envy meant to go Ice Walk instead of Tornado, but yeah, he was pretty much in the clear. He just needs to be careful not to spend too much time trying to make things happen, just forsaking his own farm, because he will need to be relevant. But I think he's cost spike, so he has a lot of leeway to just kind of make things happen. But Cancel, on the other hand, yeah, he's really kind of slowed down from this first few minutes, because he was dominating this CS. After that death, everything kind of crawled. So he's doing okay, but he's not doing as well as he'd like.
Bot lane. Coddle gank is a classic one. Not always effective, but maybe with an early mana leak it could do some justice. No, it certainly can. Again, just not the best gank. Owie will harass him back a bit, but Monkey should be able to avoid any sort of trouble. Back at mid lane, Envy could be the one in trouble now. Dishes out the Cyclone. Melons is sweeping in. It's a ganking Dazzle now. Dishes out the poison. Charge coming up. Oh, he can't find the target. He hits himself. Unfortunate. Just 2 missed opportunities from both teams. To kind of make that next big power peak happen here. Now we have Rose getting involved. Guess what? He got a Doom in his pocket.
That's a nice thing to have. He wants to use it on the... He's probably going to end up using it on the Weaver, but he wants to use it on... Well, he's not going to try and play the Ember at this point. Probably using it to dive the Star Dart to stop him from stunning, but that's that or the Weaver. Anything else seems out of reach though.
Yeah, later game, Cole will have a decent answer for anyone who's kind of getting caught out with a Doom in the time-lapse Agnum's department, if we happen to get that far. But I'm very intrigued to see at what point Owie's looking to kind of put the boxing gloves on. He may be forced to put them on sooner than later. Felt like there may have been a little bit of approach from Cole towards his bottom lane, but it just might Monkey's putting himself in a precarious situation. It looks like he's been spotted out. Hit with the mana leak, kind of able to do it off enough, but there's a purge within the reverse on this one. Oh, he eats the blast, brings low, but he'll just tap the everything's gonna be a-okay. Thank you, Frog.
I like that from Monkeys. That's the escape anger. You realise that you need a bit more mana than you currently have to get away from the mean old man who has the magic spell. So you press the mango and you run off, not into the distance, but about 2 feet further forward so you don't get exposed to the mean troll.
That 2 feet's all you really need.
A smoke coming round, going for the Star Dart. This is the Doom
He doesn't have the
debut.
mango this time is the problem. And he could be delayed this Blink Dagger if MP can get this very valuable takedown. Rose has got the Doom. He's thinking about Irvin in. Could they soften him up with the blast? Yes, they can. Plus the Tomahawk's flying out. Rose is looking to go for next. Monkeys is taking him within the trees as the rotations come out. Z-Freak shows burst. They're saying we can't do this fight because more are on the way here. They're looking for Rose. He turns it back, does dish out the Doom. Are they going to go for the deny? They're going to be able to take Coddle down. They're going to go for the deny. Help that man, Melons. Oh, they're going to give him the grave and keep him alive. I guess that's the smarter play, Prime. Is it enough?
Yeah,
it
keeping
is
him alive is probably preferable.
Yeah, I mean...
A lot of people who play on the USC server may disagree with keeping Swivel Melons alive, but yeah. I've seen him in lots of streams today actually. He's just been playing and he's been very, very vocal in pretty much every single game. Not that that's a bad thing, but it can have negative consequences sometimes. But he does communicate, and he communicates a lot. And he's going to run in with Monkeys, trying to find Owie, and we'll find him. He's going to get pointed at.
Yeah.
Past that, I don't think there's any more threat.
I saw you over there, and next time we may do something about it, but not this time. SV close. SV drops a sentry. Monkeys is trying to get next to him. Does end up doing so. And points at one.
Stunned from afar.
Points at one guy, crushes the other,
dead.
and diverts our attention away from where the action's really going down, which is in the top lane, where Moo gets dropped there. With Rose coming out. And assistance, of course, from MSS. It looks like they were able to kind of get the guy down.
And if you look towards middle, we have EMP cancel for the 50th time this game. He's... God, MP is just very good at being very, very annoying. And he's actually done quite well in terms of farm. He's got his Midas up, he's probably got a used to out of it so far. He's getting high up there in levels now. He's staying at the highest level in the game at 10. Almost joined by the Abaddon and Troll. Abaddon, who's about to get Helm of the Dom, I think he's going to be the main problem, I think, because when he starts running at people, I don't think there's anyone on call who can really deal with him.
Like, sure, you can just like... Yeah. He's been hibernating in the top lane, just building up this personal economy he's got going, and he'll show his ugly face soon enough, and I don't know how many answers Complexity are going to have for it, so we'll just have to see, especially their supports. He did recover pretty nicely, though. I mean, if you check out Z-Freak here, who had kind of that slower start of where he really needed to be, but Courteous Cancel was kind of able to help him out with the lane setup, and suddenly he's at, you know, level 7. But I feel like, you know, what are we going to be seeing from this Weaver within the next 10 minutes or so? You know, until he like gets the tags as able to assist others, like what should he be doing?
Well, he's the medallion up for now. Just keep the Alchemist and the Ember alive. Whoever gets doomed, put the medallion on them so they don't get right-clicked to death by the Troll, which is a very, very big possibility. It's just probably follow the Cottle and the Doom around. Make sure you get the bugs on the Doom and the Troll. See if those two can die. It's making the Troll Doom likely to want to run into your team, because if those two feel comfortable doing that, then there's not really much you can do to stop them. Because there isn't that much disable on Cole right now. It's only really the starter.
Are going to make the move. They can't defend the tower, but they want to take a fight. Now the turnaround from NP, triple Remnant all the way in. Not going to be able to find the strongest connection. Doom is going to be there. On for the slaughter, has to wait it back. Ooh, caught in the inside, eating a lot of damage. There's a nice shallow grave save, but they turn their attention for Swindle, and they'll take down both him and Moo, one by one. MP holds strong. They don't lose anybody in this fight, and they're going to keep their commanding charge right down this mid lane. Z freaking Cancel, still holding out. They're going to hit him with a mana leak here. MP reevaluate the situation, but it's a big win for them.
Yep, so they just show up with the Abaddon for the first time, and yeah, they Cole initiated with the starter, they caught the Abaddon, who they knew they couldn't kill, so that initiation was completely kaput, and then they get Tornado EMP'd and doomed, so they lose 2. Moo jumped in with all 3 remnants at the start of the fight, thinking he could burst somebody, but actually level 1 remnant, even with 3 of them, really not that much damage. It's 300. Even with Veil, like it's really not that great. So, as a result, they will lose that fight, and they'll lose their mid-tier 1, and they will lose their top-tier 1. And the Ember really, well, he's got his Veil, but the road to the next item is very, very, very slow. Because he's not going to focus, he has to explain not to do that, and I think he's probably getting told by his team like 8 to defend this tower, so...
Yeah. They got to get someplace where they can safely put in the work and get farm up if they need it for Ember here, and they're looking to reclaim dominance back in the top lane. Starting with a shot on Owie, but not able to get a hold of him, it would appear. Mel is now going to get on the other side of a couple of MP, and he's going to get knocked up, right back down. Can't even get up. And end up going down. Cancelled. Stuck. Slowed down. No man to work with here. Waiting, holding the stuck target. Turns back for MSS, only going to pop off his shield and do even more damage. Another big MP by Moo. Desperate, dishing out the remnant, but he's now caught with the full team, and they will just assault the Monkeys. Tries his best to get off a wonderful touch. Trying to delay things out. Z-Freak running through. They're almost able to get MP down, but they're not going to be able to do it. But it's a bit of a disarray for MP, and they're not going to really get the wipe they wanted, but already doing so much work. Z-Freak still hanging about. Got to be careful here. Hit up with the mana leak, and dashing under a sentry ward could cause trouble. But MP get their back on focus. Trying to go for the top tier 2. Fortification stops him for now, and MP will just say, timeout. We'll take it from here and get back to the farm.
God, I'm just watching, like, every single player on Call. These fights are so frustrating for every single one of them. Your Ember, you want to go in, you'll target with the Jinx. It's a shielded Slaughter, you go and try and focus somebody, they get shielded. You go in with Weaver, like, you immediately have to deal with Abaddon running at you and Mana Leak, like, every single hero on Cole has a really, really hard time in these fights, and every single hero on MP knows that it can just go in as far as like because they have the sustain. It's only really the Coddle and possibly the Doom that has to be careful. And now that Doom's tanking up a lot more and Coddle's being careful with positioning, like, they have freedom to do pretty much whatever they want. If these fights were happening maybe 5-10 minutes later, sure, like, Cold Draft would be pretty good against MP's draft. But right now, when they're really reliant on these Stardust stuns and the Ember chains, I don't think they can fight at this point. And they're going to have to concede growth and then probably a tier 2, so all they do now is retrade. And if you're hitting a tier 1 with Star and a Dazzle, it's the position
While
to be in.
MP are going to finish off of that Roche. Envy's already on the prowl with Rose to see if maybe they can set up a fight immediately after, and it could be a here on Monkeys. Sets it up with a tornado. He has no tier 1 to hide under. Hides in a pocket, finds a good crush. But MP are on the front side looking to cut him off. Can he find a way out? This one goes to the blink on the low ground, makes it away. Nice little sidestep there for Monkeys, makes it out from what could have been certain trouble, but his team overall obviously still quite a bit of trouble. We'll take a look at the net worth. You can see it's beginning to get up there quite a bit, closer to the 7,500 mark. This is very, very nice for MP, as they're starting to get to those sweet, supple, juicy items now. Cancel, I could say the same for it. He almost got raided, but now he finds himself in arms with Envy, sets it up, tornado, ice wall, MS getting to roll in, turns back, stunned, but the Malik bump back and it's gone. Really no chance for him the second time. Multiple MP units rolled in, and that's going to be tough. That will set off his... Oh no, he already got his Radiance, so I mean, I guess that's a good thing going for him, but does lose his life, and that big net worth that he had in his pocket.
If you look at like the individual net worth, you can see Alchemist was at the top, and then there's just this big block of green going up, led by Troll, who now ascends past the Alchemist, and every single hero in MP is getting to the point where they can't be killed, and they have no reason to run all these towers. Cole just don't have what they need to be able to trade. Their heroes don't hit buildings very well at all. It's just MP exploiting the fact that Cole just can't fight or trade at this point. I think they won't here, they'll just keep going. Yeah,
yes, they will. Yes, they will. No reason not to.
Troll Warlord
is back in it. We'll find out soon. Whatever the case may be, MP pull it out in game number 1. It's looking pretty damn successful. Credit to a wonderful laning stage. Where Owie pretty much was up to his own devices. Obviously, Cole not able to kind of do much in the opposing lane, where MSS obviously just kind of being that annoying Abaddon. Rose really causing a bit of a ruckus across the lanes. It was just a hot start for MP, and they haven't been able to let go of it. Whereas Cole still trying to scrap together the pieces here. I mean, you get your Blink Dagger picked up on Moo now. Helps a bit, but between him and Cancel, they need to keep finding farm, and there's just not many places or options.
Like, Cole are in this weird situation where they want to kill one hero very quickly. You probably want to kill the Coddle so you can move on the fights easier, because the Coddle is destroying Ember completely. But you can't focus anyone because, well, there's an Abaddon and a Doom with a mech and blinding light, so you can't be right click. So Cole need to extend the fight somehow so they win through like the Alchemist Radiance and like damage.
Look at that Warlord hits fast. My God, give him alacrity. Give him his ultimate. Look at him just goes crazy.
This is so close to Radiance. He's so close. He really, really wants it, but I don't know if it's going to be able to do anything.
Oh, look at this. A stack as well. Yeah, it's like, it's such different sides of the spectrum here. You have Cancel, who's like, oh my goodness, maybe my Radiance. No, I finally be able to get it. Well, MP just bringing in continuous amount of richness and net worth, and MP's like, not going to get no Radiance, get the hell over here. Ooh. Close one. Cancel will be able to make it away. He will be able to pick up his shiny sword.
Oh, Iron Talon is dead. It's replaced by a shiny sword.
Alright, was the answer, is this one sword all you need to slash the throat of NP and stay alive? Oh.
Well, if he gets to... Like, I think they have a good amount of people to deal with. Their single target damage apart from Troll really isn't that great for like a really big Alchemist, but they have to get there. And right now, NP are just going to go, we're going to smoke through mid, try and get a pick off, kill a Shrine, and kill a tier 3.
Yeah, they're going to
Someone's thinking we should go defend this bot tower, but no one really wants to go do it, because they think, really straight now, we could just run at the Alch. And the Alch is that they're going to go defend that tower, but he is wrong.
Hey, suddenly a wild boy will show up thanks to the Uber of SVG, and he's going to face-to-face cancel. Really will not be able to do anything about it. He gets taken apart. He's out 40 seconds because he bought that magical shiny sword rhyme. Now can't buy his way back into this game. So now there's going to be a 30-35 seconds here where MB can work without the threat of the out. Months, captain. Right outside the front doorstep. Moo's going to have to step in to help out his captain.
Oh, Moo. What have you done?
Freak getting in the action. Moo, not inside. A grave will come out and help him for now. But it is not going to be good enough. He is just handled. Taken apart. MP with a killing spree. MP saying that Chaos will not be qualifying that easy. With one win here at least, they will have that. It's the tiebreaker. MP gets game for 2. They will qualify over Chaos. It's a wonderful start for them. But Cole not going to go out without a bang here. They lead in with a good 3-man crush. And they say that might be all we got. But here you'll take a stun. There's a dust. And MP just take what they want. Walk away. I don't know if they want to get the second racks there. It's already a cute commanding advantage. Oh, look who's creeping in from behind. Z-Freak Bug will get squished. This one's looking pretty damn good for MP here. But
this fight's just going to continue, and no one on MP is going to die. And
okay, Cancel, stay alive.
Oh,
quad couple Reddit or some shit flies in from Moo, and they manage to take out MSS.
they actually got him.
Oh, follow-up crush onto 2. Oh, the blinding light, goddammit. Can't swing, can't get anything off there, gets mana leaked, and now won't be able to chase. Oh, man.
Okay, Scratch, one person died.
One person goes down.
After
with
all of that team fight.
Yeah.
It's quite satisfying though about seeing a support we've got.
And they started with that pickoff onto little Cancel there, and it was a long-winded fight where through the push, Cancel comes back, engages a bit, dies again. Tough time. Cole's give it everything they got, and what they got is another 5 minutes before MP probably make their return and go for the next set of racks. They could hold out possibly for the rush. It is an H, and it is a very important game. But they find monkeys, and they'll take that instead.
No, there's just too much stuff. There is way too much stuff. How he's now considering is he going? Jeez, yeah, that's
Sonor. Just the trusty probably Scotty. I don't know. The hybrid build from what we've seen in the past.
Towards Scotty, yeah. And then they're going to take the shrine and they're going to walk up high ground. This draft really, they didn't get what they wanted in the laning phase, but MP's draft seems really well adapted to just running at them. I think once the troll got farm and the Invoker's lane went pretty well, they just had the tools they needed to fight. And the Doom, and well, you can't really touch the Abaddon all the time, but I think the Doom being extremely farm also helped out quite a lot. A little MP got what they wanted. They have the dog now for Howie 2000, and so the march begins.
Let's see if they can close this one out. Oh, it's the Complexity wraparound rhyme by Complex themselves. This is a trademark classic. See if they'll get the W on a stay or not. The jumping happens from through. It comes there. Blinding light will split him apart, and just as fast he engages, Monkeys goes down, but MP's still holding it on out. Right click's coming up from Owls. He goes toe-to-toe. Can't really hold a candle, but he gets a grave. Try to further rounds, and it's not going to be good enough. MP gets hit too hard fast. Killed. Just like that. Buyback already going to be forced out from Cancel here. MP say, okay, then we'll just pull off. Go back, take some farm, maybe go all the way back and take the Roche, and then put the nail in the coffin.
Well, Alcor is going for Manta now, but he's obviously got buyback cooldown, so he's got the buyback penalty, so he cannot actually farm that Manta very quickly. Weaver's got Dragon Ult on top of his medallion, but nothing really past that. Ember, he's got the Blade Mail, so he's a little bit more difficult to face, but the Troll's sitting at 2k health with the Silver Edge, so even if you Blade Mail after the Silver Edge hits you, Troll's still content to hit you because he's taking 50% reduced damage from that Blade Mail, so... All in all, Shauna Melons has a gem, so they're probably going to run around and try and get control of the outer jungle, which will be very helpful for them, so they secure somewhere for Alchemist to farm. But in the meantime, NP, they're going to farm their own jungle. Actually, probably going to make a bad fight here.
Yeah, I guess guess they just see Zephyr pushing through the lane and they're hoping to cut him off, but they will be finding out fast that Complexity are going to be waiting in the wing here, but now the recall comes out. Owie's on the scene and he's it in and he's just hustling his way all the way up and towards the backside of Monkeys. He takes him right down. Okay. Hey, Hunter, if you will, Owie just kind of shows up, sees a Warren out for Monkeys, takes him out. And MP might see it as potential opening, though it's only 35 seconds here. It looked like Envy might try to get up in arms at that moment, but he's a little far from his friends right now. But MP not going to shy away from any fight, any opportunity. Complexity like are no going past the river. MP seem to be able to just swarm right on him like sharks.
Yeah, the thing about draft I think is this draft from MP is designed to create an environment where Ember Spirit can't ever win. And if you're aiming a hero, like a hero that's meant to be doing stuff, you're meant to fight around, who's you've given safe lane to, he's the main hero you want to rather work around in the mid game or early game, either one. He can't go in a fight at all because Doom immediately stole Purge Creep and just ran after it the entire time. And then you've got a Photic Shield, so you can't chain anyone. You've got Invoker, who can also take off the Flame Guard. It's just MP create this environment where Boo just doesn't really want to be in the game, and he doesn't get time to recover because, like, sure, an Ember with like a Mjolnir, Blink Dagger, Radiance, all this stuff can fight, but he's never going to get the time to go there because they can push in the time where Ember Spirit can't fight.
Ooh, they made the engagement attempt there, but we're not able to get the catch. Eventually, they will actually get the catch on the Monkey and take him out. Deep committed dive from Owie almost baits it. Complexity to respond a bit, and that's just the opening MP we're hoping for. And now MP going to give it another college try here in the bottom lane. They're tier 3. Only stands with about a third of its life still left. And they move right in to siege it. Let's see what Cole are going to be able to do. They lead in with a sleight of fist. A little bit of harassment. They're going to get dished. They just quickly try to push it on out. The pipe's going to get popped. The Raxes are going to get hit. Owie starts sieging them down aplenty. The EMP happy to zone them back. These Raxes are done for. Cole only with one more set before the Megas are going to get out. Are they hoping to kind of get a catch here on MP as they walk away? Doesn't appear so. Just not the right fight. Melon says there's not going to be a good fight, so we're just going to call it here and now. That if we're not going to get the fight we want for there, it's not ever going to come. You know, terrible call from Swindles. MP take game 1. They need one more to qualify for this land. If they don't get it, they are going to be tied with Digital Chaos, and they're going to have to fix.
Yeah, I think this Doom is going to be more farm-centric, I would assume, because I think keeping him as just like the anti-Ember hero isn't really going to work too well. I think you need to stick a little. Lane goes bad, and then the enemy team pushes before you can really recover and then get to a point where you can fight. So, if NP managed to give him a bad lane and then run at the buildings, and I assume he's going to have a pretty hard time because Dazzle, Sada, these heroes are not very good at dealing with push for the most part. They all need a certain amount of farm, except for Dazzle, who kind of is a Dazzle no matter what you do. But, yeah.
10 seconds remaining.
Weaver.
Radiant team, there. Ten seconds remaining.
Yeah.
5 seconds remaining. Reserve time.
I think Core Weaver for the most part. I think Cole just need to win lanes really, really hard. Because, well, Invoker, he's going to fall off pretty hard after like the first 10 minutes or so, because like he's good in very early laning stage and then he kind of has a little bit of a dip in effectiveness. And that's the point. Like, Cole just kind of want to get to like this fighting squad, you know. Slardar gets a blink dagger at some point, Weaver can just constantly chase, Ember can go in as well, and they kind of sustain and they're able to fight from there. But Team NP, they really just want to... Oh, it's really hard to know what they want to do with Invoker, because whenever NP plays Invoker versus Ember, he always just wants to play to annoy the Ember. I played against it, and he will sit there, and I remember like he was sitting there with like 14 CS at 5 minutes on Invoker, and his justification was, well, I denied 4 range creep, so he had more XP. And then he went off and just didn't team, like he just fought for the rest of the time, and then bought Midas after playing like 14 fights without showing in a lane for a while. So, yeah, because he basically got focused really, really hard, and then he was an Invoker with like Yule's drum at 25 minutes. But, oh, Alchemist. Alright, so...
Ten seconds remaining.
Yeah, I like this. They have no real good single target damage on MP.
5 seconds remaining.
They... Well, they'll feel the need to kind of end the game before it gets online. I think you can just do Ember on the... Yeah, Ember safe lane, Alchemist middle. Because he does absolutely fine versus Invoker for the most part. Like, you can go Alacrity and deny lots of creeps, but you're probably going to lose a lot of HP to Acid Spray. You'd be liable to get ran up by the...
Keeper of the light.
Dire team pink.
Yeah, he just annoyed a lot of people. He's just sitting in trees and illuminating carries.
5 seconds remaining. Reserve time.
Yeah, there's nothing like being level 1 or 2 on the safe lane and then just seeing a big red 150 pop up. And then it happens again, and then you look for him and then he's disappeared off into the woods somewhere. And then you think you're safe and it happens again.
Dire team pink.
Everyone just... All of NP's heroes are very, very mean towards poor old Ember. He might deserve it, but it's still
10
mean.
seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Reserve time.